This is one of the largest Muslim concentrated neighborhoods in the Bronx, actually in New York City. In this particular community, we have so far 11 mosques that have opened up in the last 15 years.
Sheikh Musa Drame immigrated to the U.S. from Gambia, West Africa, 28 years ago. He is the founder and imam of the Islamic Cultural Center of North America. The sprawling center houses a Muslim school and a mosque, and more recently, a synagogue. Leon Bleckman has lived in this Parkchester neighborhood for 75 years. He was president of the Young Israel of Parkchester Synagogue that served the Orthodox Jewish community for 70 years before it closed in 2004.
We had 7 synagogues. Every synagogue had services every day, 3 times a day. And Young Israel of Parkchester had the main synagogue, and they had 2 social halls, which they used Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur for services. And they were jammed. So jammed that they had standing room only.
That was then.
Hi, Percy.
Today, a small number of elderly Jewish men and women are what remains of the once thriving Jewish community of Parkchester.
As years went by, the older people passed away, and the younger ones moved to Riverdale. They moved to Long Island. They had their own homes in Long Island. They went to Yonkers, Westchester County. They went all over. They went out of the Bronx.
The shrinking revenue base caused Young Israel of Parkchester to sell its building and move to a storefront where they renamed themselves Beis Menachem of Parkchester. Eventually, the synagogue ran out of money and faced eviction.
At that particular time, this lady, whose name is Patricia Tamasulo, who's a Catholic, I may add, approached me and said, you have a big space, and we hold our political meetings here, and I'm working with these Jewish people that just lost their synagogue and they lost their storefront, and they really now don't have place to worship, and it's very sad. I said, no problem, let them come. This is the synagogue, and in the next 2 hours, the rabbi will come and fix the room.
Everybody has a right to have a place to worship, and that's why I was friendly with Sheikh Musa Drame. It is a community building, and different groups were able to have meetings there because Musa has the biggest heart. He will not take money from the Jewish people. He will not take money from me. He will not take money from anyone because he believes that this is a gift. If you have the space, why not share it?
So for the past 2 years, the ultra-Orthodox Jews of Beis Menachem of Parkchester Synagogue have been praying under the same roof as the devout Muslims of the Masjid Al-Iman Mosque, a historical first many, including Bleckman, consider miraculous.
Out of this entire world, we are the only mosque and synagogue in the same building, in this entire world, including Israel. A miracle of God.
Miracle or not, moving the synagogue to the Islamic Center had to be approved by Jewish authorities, who found nothing in the Torah forbidding it. That cleared the way for the Brooklyn Beis Shabbat Lubavitchers to provide a rabbi for the Sabbath and holidays. But allowing Jews to worship in the Islamic Center caused Sheikh Musa Drame to initially lose a large part of his Muslim congregation, though eventually they returned.
In the beginning, it was a war of ideology and belief, but later on, they began to say, wait a minute, because their minds are being opened up.
The imam sees a future of inclusion for his community growing out of a simple act of kindness and making the idea of the family of man a reality.
To me, he's like a brother. Honest to goodness brother, because he helps us so much.
Judith Escalona, Independent Sources.
it came by way of our interaction with and our involvement in the community, dealing with all residents from different nationalities, different faiths, different races, you name it. The story was brought to us by a lady who used to be the president of Parkchester Democratic Club. Time, this lady, whose name is Patricia Tamasulo, who's a Catholic, I may add, approached me and said, you have a big space, and we hold our political meetings here, and I'm working with these Jewish people that just lost their synagogue and they lost their storefront, and they really now don't have place to worship, and it's very sad. I said, no problem, let them come. I didn't know if that was going to be doable, but the doors were open from day one, because I knew the Jewish people prior to this, but I did not know that they were going through what they were going through.